canoe, heading down the shore, cruising to my tunes. I'm looking for something that can soothe my mood. I'll know it when I see it. I took this trip before. Stay up the highways, it's a backwards where I soar. I moved to the shoulder, and I unlocked the door. Hitchhiker! 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 Hold it, hitchhiker! Caramel brown skin with locks right down her back. She had some peace of mind and she knew where she was at. Said, listen, pretty lady, I'll take care of that. I started small talk as I looked at all the curves. Caught my eyes just staring as the car began to swerve. I had to grab the wheel before my cover was blown. Before my cover was blown, yeah. Hitchhiker! 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 Hold it, hitchhiker!
Hey folks, welcome to Playing in Traffic. He's back in Philadelphia after a lengthy absence, being out on the road. But today I'm back and watching this sidewalk. I did put it in the intro, the sidewalk. You might ask why. Well, one, it's cracked, and that's usually how I go flying off the board. But I think more importantly today, it establishes one of the few remaining, and I don't know this for a fact, one of the few remaining items from yesteryear at the corner of Tyson and the Boulevard. And you'll know this because of our local Wawa, gas, all that stuff that's here. But I know you're all wondering, as you turn on Playing in Traffic today, you're all wondering, what was there? Well, today we're going to talk about what was there. And I'm going back, let me count. This is going back 90 years, all the way through to 1976, in an 8 to 10 acre parcel of this area, and absolutely what I'm one-wheeling on right now was a very special place called the Boulevard Pools. And guess what? I was never in it. I never went. It ended in 1976, demolished in 1978, and I'm pretty sure immediately following the demolition, it was pieced up to a number of different things, which we're going to identify those things as we're here today. But one of the things about, just to begin with, is this area on the corner here, right at Tyson and the Boulevard, I think became a car dealership. But I do remember that as a kid. I remember it being that. I do not remember it being Boulevard Pools, and I also do not remember it being Playland amusement park. But we're going to use our imagination today and remember it that way, because how exciting would it be to know that this area, which is, it's basically, corporate buildings, I'm going to show you around the corner which one of them was or is, and just recently changed ownership. Let's go up this way and avoid the strip mall that's right here. So we got residential here. So it all sits on the original property that was Boulevard Pools. Let's check it out. Come on. Okay, so as far as I can remember, this was always a skating rink. And this is basically next door to Wawa. And yeah, this was always a skating rink. I think I remember it being USA Skating and then Rolling Thunder. And I do want to say today also, let me see if I can fix this so I'm not showing my double chin. probably didn't help. Oh, anyway. So, I do want to say thank you to my 43 subscribers. I greatly appreciate that you're on this journey with me and Braxy B. So yeah, this, as far as I remember, this was always a skating rink, and like I said, I think it was USA. I used to like it in here in terms of, it was kind of funny going through there was a bridge that went over the rink, like a little walkway. And you know, with teenagers, you can't have that. You know, you're just gonna have to, with a roller skating rink, you're just gonna keep it flat in the middle, let people skate around. You can see what everybody's doing, because I remember that tunnel. Anything goes in that tunnel, and I'm pretty sure they had to send employees through there periodically to clear the people out, because you know, there was you like to think it was just making out, but probably wasn't. So, but anyway, I think this was always a roller skating rink. So, but just to think on this property, and it's a massive piece of property, right? Apparently there was a point where most metropolitan cities, and there's actually a lot of documentation, you know, stuff to search, where big pools were a thing. There's one up in Central Park, I know, but that was one of the biggest pools I've ever seen. So that probably was able to stay around well beyond the time that Boulevard Pools was able to stay around. But Boulevard Pools was a massive pool. So there was a whole stage where instead of your local recreation, your local playground possibly having a public pool, back then it was just giant pool. And so they ran that for a long time. And I think somewhere in the 40s, they were also, you know, everyone's trying to figure out a way to generate revenues. So they were putting on these shows, and this is written on, I read this on the internet, so it has to be true. They brought up, so they had their crew of lifeguards, and that same crew would then double in some of the entertainment. And one of the things that they would do is they would bring an alligator up that was, and they would tape its mouth closed. And whoever the popular lifeguard was, they're like, oh, today, you know, so-and-so's going to wrestle an alligator. And the one incident, I don't know how often it happened, but it ended in a very bad way, because the tape broke on the alligator's mouth, and the alligator bit the lifeguard's arm off. Apparently his brother was there, and the brother jumped in the pool to, you know, save his brother, and he lost his hand, or part of his hand. That had some type of role in the decreased attendance, which, by the way, I think at a high point, there was a point where there was 8,000 people at Tyson and the Boulevard in this pool area. I don't know if they had the Playland amusement park yet, I'm not sure, but 8,000 people at one time here, enjoying the water and everything else that they were providing. There was a ballroom, and then that started doing real well for dances, I guess through the 50s, I guess through the 60s, and that was a big deal here too. So the other building that is on the old Boulevard Pools property, now it's National Wholesale Liquidators. Not too long ago it was Kmart. That's finally turned to National Wholesale Liquidators. Look at this parking lot. So I'm off to the side of Kmart, well, previously Kmart, National Wholesale, I think it's at Liquidators at this point. But I just discovered something, and I'm going to show you in the other angle. So the actual dimensions of Boulevard Pools actually ended right here, because, and I wonder if back in the 50s 30s, 40s. I mean, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure there were dirt roads and whatnot, but that's Princeton Avenue down there. And Princeton Avenue actually was the border of Boulevard Pools and Princeton Avenue. So this area right here was Boulevard Pools. And if I read accurately online, this whole area here, so you got the boulevard, this would have been Princeton Avenue that these cars are currently driving on through the parking lot. Princeton Avenue was a border. Brass Street, which is down right here. The Roosevelt Boulevard, which is right there. And Tyson Avenue, which is on the other side of the Wawa. That was their property. And then I did read that the dividing line was Princeton Avenue, and on the other side of Princeton Avenue, and that may very well have been where Kmart eventually put its roots in, was the Playland amusement park, because it did say adjacent and across the street. So I guess that was right across here. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Right across, I'm basically crossing. Well, in a way, I'm crossing Princeton Avenue. It would have been more like right there, but as you can see. And there was an amusement park here, Playland. The one wheel again today, discovering old structures and old images and imagination. What did it look like? Well, here's a building you don't have to use your imagination at all to determine what it looked like, because it's still here. And here's the back of it right here, right next to the roller skating rink. And I dare say this was the entrance, although I forget. But this was the one and the only Empire Rock Club. One of the very few, man, I dare say only, venues from, I believe, 1983 to, I forget the end date, because I was in here to see Testament. Yeah, I saw Testament in here. I believe that was like 88 then, and I think it still had at least a few more years of operation. One of the few venues of original music ever in Northeast Philadelphia. It's currently Boulevard Beer. I think at one point there was also a furniture store here. It flipped over to, and you know, in the metal industry, Empire Rock Club was a place that people would come to see talent, design talent, and they certainly had certainly had their amount of touring bands. I know Suicidal Tendencies were in here, and solid list of bands that have been in here. And again, if you grew up in Northeast Philly, and I was, and in one of my other episodes, my episode about Club Pizzazz is one of the few times in Northeast Philly's history where they actually had like original music. Original touring bands would play. Oh, now, hi Squirrel. I don't have anything. And it's funny, there's not many trees, so is that your tree? Oh, never mind. And they're going to Empire, see? And there's my 44th subscriber, maybe. Oh, they're going right under the car. Wow. So that's about it for today. Don't take your eyes off it. Here it comes. This sidewalk looks like it's straight out of at least 1950.